Hello everybody, it's the Mythical Dragon. We're back with Danganronpa Weekends. This is part 2, of course, of this weekend. Hello. Now, we are back. We're in the middle of a class trial. And we're trying to figure out who killed Hifumi and Taka. We have disproved at least that whoever designed the Robo Justice suit was not Hero. Hero did not design it or make it on his own. So we at least figured that out. He still could have murdered, he still could have done the deed. But at least we proved him out of the Robo Justice outfit. So that's what we kind of done so far. I kind of sucked at a few of the games because, like, you know, bullet time battle, all that kind of stuff. But it's okay. We're going to continue onwards and see who actually did this. Because I really do, deep down, think that Hero is innocent. I don't think he did this, but who is mastermind enough to do it without being the mastermind? We're gonna find out. Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
I'm not sure that really matters.
I agree. Like, right off the bat, like, Hina, sweetheart, you're trying so hard, but really, no.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer.
Oh yeah, Byakuya, you're like the fucking hero here that we all need?
If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
Right, because, they were saying for the Robo Justice costume, you couldn't bend down to a 90-degree angle, so you couldn't really bend in the costume to lift the body off the ground onto the dolly, right? If I look at how the body was moved, it'll be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. What does he mean by that? Oh, fuck. I mean, yay! Great. Robo Justice costume is my bullet.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room.
Yes.
And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Oh, no, fuck that up. Sorry. One moment. Oh, sorry. Carry on.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room. And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah,
Si, senor.
The culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. But even without a handle, all you have to do is bend over.
Go. No, I missed it. Fuck. Okay.
So the
Shoot.
killer just crouched down and carted the body off to the repository.
If you accept everything we just said, then you must realize that whoever was in the suit couldn't possibly be the killer.
Okay. Fine, it's fine. I forgot how to, like, fast forward this, so sorry, everyone. I don't remember the controls for that, but we'll just go through this again. We're gonna look over in this corner for the bend over option.
The body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp,
See?
then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly
Doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
Yeah! No, it's wrong! That's not completely wrong. It's more of like, you can't bend in the costume.
You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
The bent over position, Hina.
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember?
I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
Seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Well done.
Well, stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
Lack of control?
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Oh, true.
Is it just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
No, because the costume was, you can't take it off by yourself.
I got it! I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember,
All the flashbacks! I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help? Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself? I didn't make the stupid freaking thing! There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice. Let's help him.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then you really can't take it off by yourself? Hero wasn't just making it up?
He wasn't!
Of course I wasn't making it up.
Yeah!
if he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it.
True.
Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, that's right.
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hero in the robot suit, correct?
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took?
Have you forgotten about the picture that I took?
You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice? If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
How did you get hurt? That guy hit me. What guy? Robo Justice. That's what I decided to call him. Just now.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hero, without a doubt. Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Y'all are wild.
Hold on a second.
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion.
Thanks, Kyoko.
Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every
Oh
single
boy, here we
possibility?
go.
Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Girl, yes.
But where do we go from here?
Up.
Let's review this
Sorry.
series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
Yeah, alright.
Don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
We have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened.
Okay.
I suppose we could start with this morning.
Sounds good.
4 of us gathered together in the dining hall.
Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself.
We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Myakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
What's wrong? I saw a shadow, something moving around at the top of the stairs.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
and then,
Yeah! Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been. Ifumi! He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
at that point we decided to divide up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect.
Dun dun dun!
When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi dead. And that's when we heard the
Dead.
body discovery announcement.
That was such like an intense way to say it. Hifumi was dead.
I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time, because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us. And she told us something very surprising.
Hifumi's body has disappeared.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
Well done. This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something?
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing.
Dun dun dun.
Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time,
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository, which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated.
Why are you smiling? Do you see that? She's like kind of got a little
It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation.
Oh,
And from there,
okay.
we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
Sorry, burped right there when I was trying to speak. The contradictions hidden in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth of this case, I have to find them no matter what. Oh, what are we doing? Make your argument. Okay, contradictions. Monica will file number 3. Okay.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last
what makes you say that?
Yeah.
because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
No, okay, sorry. I should really go through this one full time before we do things. Let me go through it one full time.
Regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he
He
died
died before Hifumi.
or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in.
Do we?
Taka came last
What makes you say that?
Yeah.
because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3. while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Justice hammers were numbered, but were they really used in that order?
So,
Okay.
regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in.
Nope. Okay, sorry. I know I'm gonna probably fuck this up, but I don't really know which one to go.
Regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Okay, one more time.
So, regarding Taka's death,
Actually, I might do this 2 more times to see how many options we have to shoot at.
Perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Oh, okay.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3,
Oops, sorry.
while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
So I think I need to use the order.
Regarding
Okay, let
Taka's
me...
death,
Okay.
I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3.
Sorry. Just angrily shooting now. Don't worry about it.
Swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Okay, I got this. I gotta shoot and shoot. Shoot and shoot. Shoot and shoot.
I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi
No!
was killed with Justice Hammer 3,
Okay.
while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Okay, okay.
So, regarding Taka's
I can do
death,
this. I have to shoot
I
quickly
wonder if he died before
and
Hifumi,
purposefully.
We already know what order they were killed in. Shoot.
So,
Okay, it's not that one, it's the next one then. Okay.
I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true
No,
that
I
Hifumi
am...
was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came
Sometimes
after.
between Owlboy and Danganronpa, I feel like I just fuck up all the time.
So,
I wish I was better at
regarding
games.
Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true
Flint.
that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer
How do I... How?
while Taka's death
How?
came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
How the fuck am I gonna do this? I don't...
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
I don't. Yeah, I failed. Okay, I gotta look at the commands again, or like the controls of everything, and figure this out. Maybe I'm supposed to absorb it? Probably. Yes, please. Okay.
So,
Influence gauge. I want controls. So, silencer, fast forward is control. Fire, truth bullet, select truth bullet, concentrate, open help. Aim. How do I absorb? Right mouse button. Mouse aim. Literally, I don't think I can absorb it. Fast forward, weak spots. Iron truth bullets. Loading truth bullets. Quick select. If you press the Q key, truth bullets will automatically load it according to their order. Truth bullet flashback. Silencer. You can eliminate white noise with your silencer. Okay, so I just have to do my best with this. Like, I can slow things down. Oh wait, sorry. How do I slow things down again? I'm sorry, I'm panicking. Concentrate space key. Okay. Okay.
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3.
Kill me. I don't even know.
Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that
I
Hifumi was
don't
killed
know,
with Justice
guys.
Hammer
I don't.
3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Shoot!
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Then what do I do? What do I do? Sorry, don't mean to get frustrated. Just give me a moment. We're gonna pause it here. I'm back. I think I know what I need to do, but I don't know either.
Regarding Taka's death,
So we're gonna just try it
I
out.
wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
Okay.
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's
I got
death
the
came from a
numbering.
swing of Justice Hammer
The
4.
numbering.
So it's obvious Taka came after.
So,
Okay.
regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in.
Yes! Okay. I figured it out. I couldn't remember how to absorb the bullet. I knew I had absorbed something. Couldn't remember it. I looked that up and I knew it, and we're good. Okay, one moment. I gotta close something now behind me. There we go.
If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
Oh,
So you're saying
snap!
the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
Oh shit, look at him look at us like we're idiots. How dare you? His time watch. That's right. Oh, we really need to do this. Oh, Hangman's Gambit, what? Sorry, I'm dying. How do I play this? I don't remember. I just have to shoot a lot. Wrist. Watch. Wow. Oh, get rid of that C, please. There we go. Wristwatch.
Now I understand.
Now I understand. Now I know how to do this.
I got it. Taka's wristwatch.
Well done.
See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night,
Sorry, I really needed to drink water before I did this one. Hey, you! How long were you going to keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he stared pointedly at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock, you know that? Bedtime for the little boys and girls.
so if it
Wasn't
wasn't broken after
broken.
6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
That would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
Yeah, well
And before Celeste
done.
was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size.
True.
That way, when we saw how they were used
Clever,
in each incident, we
clever.
could easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window.
Yeah.
Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder, but all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been. Hey, Fumi's in the nurse's office. This is back. Come on, we have to go back.
We
Ah!
heard Hifumi screaming. We were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko. Then we all
Troll.
ran down to the nurse's office. And that's where we found his body. That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know. They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something. Then played it later on.
Okay, a little bit of a stretch there.
Where's the tape?
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Well, no.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then.
Oh my god, buddy.
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how.
Okay.
In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said,
we could not have been gone for more than a minute or two. So then, the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time. It would seem so.
his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
Oh man, yeah. There's no way. It'd be impossible.
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
How?
How?
Indeed, how?
If the dead body were to move itself.
What? Huh?
The dead body moved on its own?
No.
Oh my god.
Not another.
Ooh, buddy. Buddy, it's
I
okay.
don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is, we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still
right.
Alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
That it isn't possible.
I must be, right? Oh, fuck me. Okay. Broken whistle. What does that have to do with anything?
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible.
Okay, you don't need to be that happy.
Without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us.
But that was Taka.
Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Oops, sorry. Sorry. I was really excited there for a moment. You're so smart, Kyoko. I'm sorry. I'll stop.
First found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Maybe I need to absorb that one.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
I might have actually absorbed the right one now that I think about it.
Along with the rest of us, Hifumi's dead body had been found.
No, okay. My bad. Okay, I gotta really pay attention.
When we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you've heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
I'm sure the body discovery announcement was only made once, but Hifumi and Taka's bodies were discovered at almost the exact same time.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Yeah, okay. I had this inkling and I was correct somehow. Okay, great.
Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if 2 bodies had been found, there really should have been 2 announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail.
Oh, just tell us.
But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which means even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Mm-hmm.
Later on?
Mm-hmm.
We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
Mm-hmm. 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 Nope, sorry.
Shoot.
The first time it played was when we found each body in the nurse's office and the equipment room. And the second time was when both bodies were rediscovered. Yes,
We
okay.
heard it a second time in the repository.
Ding dong, ding dong. A body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
And in reality, when the 2 dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
The whole thing with Hina.
Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
No.
Worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Okay then, let's take another look at
No.
Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
It has to be proved that his shows Hifumi was still alive. I have to find it and show it to everyone. Okay. Hifumi's glasses. Yeah. Okay.
The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, His body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned...
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Sorry.
Well, here's one thing we
Okay,
do.
I'll just go through this one whole time, and I'll be fine.
And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
There was, though. Okay. For once, that's a normal make your argument. Aw, yay. The game gave me a break. Literally.
There was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
The evidence I found in the trash can in the nurse's office was... the glasses cleaning cloth. Not doll. Wow, okay, here we go.
It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Higgles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tiny piece of garbage like that.
Oh, yeah.
I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... what exactly?
He was alive!
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's a good point.
It must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere! But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done! God, what an idiot!
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
Hifumi then.
I got it! It could only have been Hifumi.
But why would Hifumi move it?
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked? Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
Can I just say how lovely framed that is for a shot? Just like Byakuya, like right in the center of that like kind of carpet or design on the floor. I love it.
He convinced us all he was dead.
Oh, and the
when
curtain
he saw
there
his
with
chance,
Kyoko.
He dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
But that means he took part in the murders.
I just can't believe it. If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
The note. The note? Yeah, okay.
You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
Mm-hmm.
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What? In his
Uh-huh.
pants?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, his pants.
Why do you say that so intriguingly? That's so creepy.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro. And that person could only have been... I got it! That's right! Taka! The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection! I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Hubby!
Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Yeah, Genocide Jack is seriously scary, but still. I can't let her get to me. The fuck are we doing now? Oh, okay. Broken wristwatch, Fumi's glasses, cleaning cloth. Okay.
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time
Oh.
did it say to meet?
6 a.m.
Yeah,
The time doesn't matter!
it does.
The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
Yeah. Whoop, 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 whoop. Break.
No! There absolutely is a connection.
Yes, there is.
What the hell are you talking about?
Okay, can we put the tongue back in the mouth, please? That would be great. And the scissors, let's just put
The
them
note
out.
said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. We've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed.
Mm-hmm.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note.
Mm-hmm.
I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections!
Then someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing?
That's
with it?
the point.
Down his pants, no less.
Most likely, Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
The torn piece of paper in Taka's hand. Where is it? There.
I got it!
I got it.
When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the
Oh,
note we
look at
found hidden on
that.
Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup. They're from
From
the
the same piece of
paper.
paper, the same kind of cloth.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from its death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap.
One small scrap.
Did I get all that right?
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive.
No.
Sorry, no. When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead.
Mm-hmm.
The second body discovery announcement proves that.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together.
Mm-hmm.
Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus.
Who are you calling a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
A weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Byakuya.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there
Okay, not the point, hero.
He's right, though. I don't understand.
But we found that hammer that was washed and cleaned off.
The Monokuma file makes it
In
clear that they
the
were killed using similar instruments.
repository.
But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue. So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Then,
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
Until we figure that out, somehow I have to find the truth. Oh, what are we doing now? More Hangman's Gambit? Nope, make your argument. Okay. Yeah, Spotless Hammer. Yeah, the one that was cleaned off.
What was used to kill Hifumi?
That.
Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance!
Oh, okay, sorry. Sorry. I'll be good.
To kill Hifumi. Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
No.
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers!
Wrong.
No, it's wrong.
Incorrecto mundo. Break.
The murder weapon wasn't a Justice Hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Si, senor.
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean. And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder.
Mm-hmm.
If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers.
Yeah, I was
Big
right.
ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used the hammer to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
We did talk about how there wouldn't be any reason for anyone to work together. At least that's what we thought at first, but... Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right?
Yeah.
In this case, however, there were two murders.
Based on the rules that
Okay.
have been laid out for us, even if
I have to
more than
absorb
one
one of those
person
two
is complicit in the
answers.
murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Oh, okay. I absorbed the wrong bullet. My bad.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder,
Only the one who actually, assuming the rule holds true.
That is.
But that only really applies.
In this case, however, there were two murders.
There we go. I know what to do now. Hey, I absorbed the wrong one. Now I know.
the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only
In the
one
murder.
who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true.
Impossible.
No, it's wrong.
No, it's wrong. God, I forgot how long these class trials go
Since there
for.
were two murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you.
Oh, are you saying that like whoever worked with Hifumi only did so to get back at Hifumi?
However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime. And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan.
Interesting.
And then to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan.
Yeah, like I said.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
The effort made to convince us the two murders were the same. That was the main characteristic this time. Kyoko must have noticed that fact from the very beginning. Kyoko's amazing. Which is why she said not to look at this as a series of connected events, but entirely separate incidents. Kyoko really is amazing. Like, she's so good at this. Although, when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at
I
this.
understand how an accomplice could be involved.
Bam.
Then who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now.
The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions, and in the end, murdered him. If in the debates up till now, the way the case has unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really only one person who seems to fit. What? I mean, is it? Let me go through each person. Dead, dead, dead. Was with us like the entire time, very busy. Disappeared. Dead. Was with us the entire time. We know about his story. Know about his story. Is it Celeste? I like the honestly, out of all the people there, I think it's her. Yeah.
Answer. It was Celeste.
So I'm the suspicious individual now.
And with
am I?
that, oh, well, actually, we can go for a little further. Why not?
I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that.
Oh, look at that.
Brain fat, lazy work.
Damn!
Idiot.
Pardonnez-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is there?
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior
Ah.
that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
What is it that only Hifumi and Celeste had in common? Encountering the suspicious individual. Yeah, they're the only ones that came across
Common has to do with the
Robo
suspicious
Justice.
individual in the suit. The only ones who ever actually saw Robo Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
Okay, you know what? Mother Trucker Byakuya.
Sorry.
Damn!
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
I saw a shadow, something moving around at the top of the stairs.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
Oh my god, my initial suspicions were correct? Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
Unya! Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been. Hifumi, he's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
It was to get us to divide into two groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Mm-hmm. Then why don't we split into two? Why don't we split into two groups? I'll lead the hunting party. That seems much more interesting. Very well. Then Makoto and Hina, you come with me to the nurse's office. I will leave the capture of the suspicious individual to Toko, Byakuya, and Sakura.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the third floor, everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead.
I certainly was not expecting this. I did not imagine that Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it.
Wow. You know what, we're gonna make this a longer episode just to finish the last trial, okay guys?
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait! Then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed.
Why the smile, dude?
Do you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're going to die, just like those guys died.
I remember her saying that too, but
Yeah.
I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead.
And then she mentioned those guys being dead.
Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
Oh my god.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Yeah, I guess if that's the last comment doesn't make sense. But what is he alluding to? Oh, lordy. Monokuma File 3.
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died.
Oh. Maybe I have to absorb it?
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it? What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
What? We're watching all of it.
They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it? What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Oh, okay. No, I have to absorb his comment. Okay.
All I said was,
Okay, I know.
They must really be enjoying the sight of us. They must be. We are going to die. And that is all.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
There we go. Okay, now I know. It's because it's those guys, and that's a strange comment. Okay.
They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened, and they must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like...
There we go. Okay. Look at me. I'm learning. It takes a couple of errors and mistakes, but I'm getting there.
That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Oh, shit!
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
Oh god.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Such vivid imaginations.
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took? How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
It has to be some kind of setup, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's put the suit on, and then...
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Thus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Other explanations? It wasn't, so if it wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away, the only other possibility is Hifumi's dragging the suspect away, Hifumi and the suspect have drinking. Oh, is it the other way around? Hifumi was dragging
It's not
it?
a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away.
Yeah.
I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
Oh. Oh, look at you breaking your poker face, girl.
The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit.
And if they're working together, Hifumi could pose like that to make it look like he's being attacked. Or it could just be the strain of lifting Hiro's body and moving him.
We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther.
Mm-hmm.
If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Such a thing is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate
Oh,
you.
shoot, girl. Sus thinks she could prove there's the other way. Sounds like it's drinking away, but is that really possible? Ooh, are we doing like the big like time battle? No, it's another argument. Okay. Rebel Justice costume, yes, the hero's message. Rebel Justice blueprints. What?
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out! Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight! You tried to make me look like the bad guy!
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
Huh. You said she said that she couldn't bend at the waist. Okay.
That suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Yeah.
No, it's wrong. No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that.
Yeah.
Because that Robo-Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
Because the suit couldn't bend. Yeah. Okay, I was thinking right. You totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
They
You totally made a
when they made
mistake.
it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake.
Oh.
I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Oh, shit. Oh, look at her hand.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the
Oh,
suit was the
shoot.
Well then, I suppose this is
Checkmate.
Checkmate?
Oh, God. This is creepy.
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate?
Oh.
Celeste?
Clearly
into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem. Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Hey, Hifumi, who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you? Who killed me? That's right. I remember their name. Yasuhiro.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not? He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro. In other words, Yasuhiro Hatakure!
Right, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
What?
Confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more
Yeah.
complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how
How
Hifumi
Hifumi
used
is-
to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
He gave everyone nicknames, he said people's last name. He said if we're serious. A lot. He said people's last names?
I got it. That's right. Our last names. He called us all by our last names.
Oh, that's right, because he always called us Mr. Naegi.
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr.
Ah!
Miyagi more than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name.
Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name. Indecent?
Don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No. There's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
Oh,
What you said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well,
it does.
hold on. There's one person it
'Cause-
could apply to,
Because wasn't it like Celeste, her full name has never been fully revealed?
and that's Celeste.
Yeah!
She told us what her real name is.
What did you just say? To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit! Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you?
You're about to.
Well, do I?
Oh.
What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Yeah.
Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up! My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Celeste won't give up, so then I have to do something to make her accept it. Oh, here we go. Are you ready for me to fuck this up? Oh, it's an argument. Still. E-handbook. Yeah, I guess the e-handbook is what we'll need, right?
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name. Yasuhiro.
Oh, sorry.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
Yeah.
I'm glad to tell you.
Name is...
Celestia Ludenberg, god damn it!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me,
We can look at your handbook. Okay, I promise I'm going to end the episode here right away, because I know it's a long one, but I want to do this little quick thing here, and then we'll end it.
what?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
Okay, you know what, we're going to go into flashbacks here, so I'm going to end it here, actually. What a wild ride. Oh my goodness. I'm going to save it here, and now, oh my gosh, the next episode will be where we get to see if this is true or not. And with how defensive she's getting, guys, I think it's true. So thank you so much for listening and for watching and taking this ride with me. It's been a pleasure. we'll wrap up the class trial next episode. Take care out there, and goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.